Black women allegedly swindled out of thousands of dollars by an Atlanta socialite they thought was a friend.
Between $12,000 to $15,000. $3,500. Every time I talk about it, I feel stupid.
They say he reels you in with charm, then tricks you into investing into his so-called businesses. They say once you give him money, he disappears. I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates. His name is Fred Williams, but many people know him as Will or Doc Will. He's gained a reputation online for being a so-called urban swindler. The Shade Room spoke to several women who say they met him at nightclubs, mostly in North Carolina, and built solid friendships with him over the years. And they say he would ask them to invest in his business endeavors, a manufacturing company for marijuana, a trucking business, and a nightclub. They say that they would put their money in, and as soon as they do, Will would go ghost.
And he was just real cool. Really, really cool.
Kimberly Austin says that she trusted him. They met back in 2017 at a nightclub in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she says that he tried to shoot his shot.
He made it known to me that he liked me. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really interested, but we can be cool. I'm cool, we can be cool.
They remained friends for years and spoke often. Then one day they started talking business.
So he was like, well, you always working or whatever, you should invest your money. And I was like, yeah, I should. Like, do you know any companies where I can invest my money, like some legit stuff? And he was like, of course. Like, I got so many people, so many homeboys. I got businesses.
One of those businesses, a marijuana company called Bluntly in Illinois. He asked for $5,000.
So I started sending him like payments, maybe $500 here and there, maybe $1,000, $1,500. It started like adding up.
She says that he promised a return on investment a year later. While she waited, he sent her this contract for one of his other businesses, a trucking company under the name Fleet Management. It says the agreement was a $20,000 payment to lease a semi-truck for contractors to then, quote, transport goods for compensation by highway and roadways. Austin would then receive 45% net profit per truck that she leased out.
And basically you would put $20,000 in and, get your money back. They would buy trucks and invest in their company. He ended up convincing my mom to send him $2,100. And she sent him the money after the end of November, going into December. Never heard back from Will. My mother took her money, blocked her on Cash App, blocked me on Cash App.
Do you think it's a tactic to prey on pretty women who he befriends?
He's doing this to girls that have businesses or, good jobs, like single moms, like people that like women that he know that are needy in some area.
Allaya Williams with an almost identical story. She says that Will approached her about the trucking company and a separate franchise of nightclubs called Crew. Crew Nightclubs is owned by Dennis McKinley, who you may remember as ex-fiance of Real Housewives of Atlanta star Portia Williams.
He had his business plan and all of that put together as well. So I ended up investing in a company.
She put in $3,500 for a Crew nightclub that was set to open in Raleigh this year.
Around the end of November, beginning of January, he just went missing, like I couldn't get in contact with him.
Williams hired a private investigator and contacted Crew's corporate office. She got a hold of their chief operating officer, Cara Wilson.
Sent her a copy of the contract, and she informed me that they was in fact contracts and that he had reached out to them to, start a business with them at a franchise, but never went through with the deal. And she told me that I wasn't the only person that this had happened to.
It wasn't. DeMarcus Tolan says that he was in the military with Will. He and 4 of his military friends each put in $6,000 for a 20% stake in Crew.
So you guys all decided to put in your money towards this $32,000?
Yes.
Okay, then what happened?
Out of nowhere, it just like we asked for our money back because we was like, all right, man, you know what? We just gonna do our own thing. This is like $6,000. It's not a lot of money, but we can put some use to it, we're getting pictures from Will, like the architecture of the buildings and everything, but ain't no moves being made.
Do you feel like he's a professional when it comes to this?
Like he really been going from state to state to state doing this to people, And it's mainly females in this pissing. Like, that's what really pisses me off. It's mainly females. Like, you really doing this to women, bro. But these women trusting you, man. Like, that's crazy.
We did reach out to Cara Wilson, the chief operations officer for Crew Nightclubs. We wanted to know about Will using their contracts to allegedly swindle people out of money. In a statement, she wrote, quote, that we are utterly shocked and surprised by the allegations that we have heard regarding Fred Williams. Mr. Williams inquired about owning and operating a Crew franchise in Raleigh, North Carolina, but never went past the due diligence phase and subsequently was never approved to own and operate a Crew. We have no affiliation whatsoever with Mr. Williams and have no further comment. Neka Millie says that she gave Williams about $3,000 for the Crew nightclub project and another $12,000 for the trucking business.
If you take it to a lawyer like I did and pay to have them review this contract, everything checks out because it's a real contract. So that's how he was able to get over on me.
When did you feel like there's something not right?
I was supposed to get my first payout from the 18-wheelers from the trucking business on March 1st. So about 2 weeks before he knew I was expecting my payment, that's when he just went completely dead, radio silent.
How you doing? This is Justin from the Shade Room. So we called Fred Williams, aka Will, by phone. You creating companies bluntly and a trucking company and giving contracts like Crew to some friends and swindling them out of money? He told us all the allegations are untrue and it's a misunderstanding. He had no further comment and says that he'll take everything to court. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta star Rich Dollaz has also come up in our investigation. We're told that he and Will are friends, so we called him up.
I spoke to Will about it, and he basically said it was a misunderstanding. He had done some business ventures with some people, and sometimes business ventures take a little bit longer to actually, kick in.
What's your initial thought about this? Do you believe it's true?
I'm gonna give Will the benefit of the doubt. In this case, I feel like Will isn't out here swindling, right? This isn't the urban tender swindler. So I feel like this is a misunderstanding with some people that he was doing some business with. And I think that if we all get in the same room and have a conversation, then we can pretty much put this thing to rest and hopefully rectify the situation and get everybody, what they feel like they deserve.
You could have just sat back and said, I don't want any parts of this. But, why take that extra step, that extra mile?
Well, because I know Will, and I don't want this to be over Will's head. He's a good guy.
We look further into Bluntly, the marijuana business, and asked Williams why there's no record of it ever existing. He told us that it's operating as a DBA, or doing business as. By definition, that's a company or individual operating a business under a fictitious name before it becomes a legal business. Now, his alleged victims say that they are moving forward with a civil lawsuit in a quest to get their money back. For TSR Investigates, I'm Justin Carter. Hello, roommates, and thank you for watching our YouTube channel. Do you want more TSR Investigates? Be sure to subscribe and check us out at theshaderoom.com.